How y'all doing? Buddy Isaac here. Just sitting out here enjoying the evening. It's getting late. At about the edge of dark. And I'm sitting here thinking about, you know what? This is a good episode of the Missing Pieces right here. About spooky places, spooky things. October, that's what October's all about. Okay, it comes with all these spooky stuff and oh man, I'll tell you. I'm tired today. Got up early this morning and I had a lot of stuff going on today. But I'm gonna tell you something. Today we're gonna talk about two separate ghost stories that really caught my attention, and we're gonna kind of put a little bit of effort to investigate these. And maybe, there's several that I've been hearing about. There's a mosquito with a propeller. That thing looked like a helicopter coming through. Did y'all see it? But anyway, so the first one, they say a couple of different stories. There's one of the Witch's Bell of McKee in Jackson County. And I just found out about this one. I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. But I posted the story. It's not my story. I heard it from somebody else. But I can kind of tell you bits and pieces about it. And it's really good. I posted it on my Facebook page. I'll go check that out. And that guy does a really good job doing telling the story about it. And anyway, I've been asking around trying to find out if anybody knows anything about it. What it amounts to is back in the early 1800s, there was a family that lived down there in McKee, and apparently, they said, the girls, I'm making all kinds of noise. I had something under my foot there, and but the girl's mom, this little girl's mom, I reckon she used to wear bones up in her hair and all kinds of stuff, and she had a really weird laugh, and she could do stuff, okay, like magic kind of stuff. And this daughter that was born, her name was Callie Bray, I think it was, and she was when she got a little bit older, they got to noticing that she could do stuff like that. She could heal. She was like a healer, and she could do stuff like that too. And anyway, a bunch of people started talking about her and putting them down and stuff like that. Every time somebody, talk about them, put them down, something bad would happen to them. And anyway, legend says, or the stories say, that her dad was like a blacksmith. And he was Bugs. Anyway, he was like a blacksmith, and he made a bell. And the way I understand it, the bell didn't have a center in it. I don't know what that's called. That thing, I call it, the thing that makes it ding. And didn't have one of those in it. It was just a bell. But it would make noise. I don't know if they hit the side of it or how they done it. But he made that bell for her. Well, apparently, after he made that bell for her and everybody was talking about him and stuff like that, one day, I guess she just got fed up with it. She walked up into the woods. Nobody ever seen her again. So, a lot of people still, they think she's still around today, over 100 years later. I mean, I don't know, But I'm kind of following that, that story and trying to. And I got a good one here coming up. But anyway, they say that if you hear that bell ring, you're outside around McKee and you hear that bell ring in the woods, don't go looking for it. Because if you hear that bell ring, your name's already been spoken. And it can be bad. You need to pour salt all the way around your house and do all that stuff. So once you get the salt all poured in every corner of your house, and don't go outside at night and stuff like that for so many days, but I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if I went back. I was a logger back, I've been a while back, but apparently he heard a bell ringing, and he said he went looking for it, and he walks all the way back through the woods, and once he got back there, he found the belt. He did. It was suspended in midair. Nothing holding it, no rope, no nothing. It was just sitting in the air swinging. And every time it would swing, it would ding. And the way I understand it, he almost made a new road getting out of the woods. Now, I probably would have done the same thing. But, you know, I'd never heard that story about McKee before. I'd never heard it. And I've lived here for all my life. So, anyway, welcome to the Missing Pieces with Buddy Isaacs. And on this channel, we talk about ghost stories and strange and weird things that happen. And this month, we're focusing on ghosts and trying to get a small team together and start doing some ghost hunts. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to do one this evening. I'm going to film it. I don't know what kind of light I'll have. I mean, hopefully we got a full moon or something, give me plenty of light, but it's going to be hard to film with no light. I may not even get to do it. I don't know. I'm going to try and see if I can come up with some kind of light source. I may have to get some kind of filter to put on my camera or something, you know, because I don't have a filter on my camera as far as I know. I'm going to test some out this evening, and, you know, it might have one built in. We'll see. But anyway, I'm hoping for the best. I may have to download the app or something. I don't know. Maybe an app. I don't know. But anyway, enough about that. So then I'm sitting at work the other day, and I have a friend of mine, name's Angel. She comes up and she says, we're talking about ghost stories, and she said, have you ever heard of Little Egypt? And I'm like, huh? No. I don't know nothing about this Little Egypt. Tell me about it. Well, supposedly out on 4 Mile Road in Madison County, right over the hill here, something happened to this girl back years ago on 4 Mile Road. And to the best of my understanding, it was pretty bad, whatever happened to her. Anyway, she stayed. There's a bridge on 4 Mile Road, and somewhere right around that bridge is where whatever happened to her happened. And they say she's still in that same spot. That you can drive through there at night and she'll be standing on the side of the road, or standing on the double yellow lines, or she'll be there somewhere. And if you get out of your car in the middle of the night and you stand out on the road and you say Little Egypt 3 times, supposedly, if she walks by you and brushes your arm with her hand, it's already too late. You're cursed. Now, especially guys. So, I mean, that's the way I understand it, okay? I may have heard wrong. I know there's 3 different versions of what happened. And so, I mean, I posted that story also on my Facebook page. Go on there and check it out, people. I'm telling you. And I'm going to probably go down there, not at night, unless I've got people with me. And we're going to go to that bridge, and I'm going to set up and I'm going to research it as much as I can, and then we'll set up right there on that bridge and do a video. But you know, the different things I've got to do, I've got to work stuff out, you know. I don't need to be out there and get run over, stuff like that, you know, because I don't want to be staying there too. But anyway, and then here's the thing. So this morning, I get up this morning, my daughter's going to go to church. I said, okay, let's go. So I got up and went to church this morning. And well, we're sitting there at church, and, you know, I meet some new people. I had never been to the church before. It's nice. Had a good, preacher was good, had a good service. I can't complain. Well, I didn't know it, but they had some kind of a potluck dinner for the preacher. And so a friend of mine that was there, he said, oh, come on, man, eat with us. So I said, no, man, I got to go, man. We're going up, and we're going to have another dinner here. We got to go to another dinner, and then he said, no, come on. I ate plenty. And I, you know, I was afraid when I went in there. I thought, well, you know, people's going to look at me. I got long hair and all this stuff. And I said, they're going to look at me weird. And no, everybody was as nice as they could be. And I liked it. I'll probably be going back. But anyway, so I'm sitting there, and I say, okay, we'll do it. We'll go eat. I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Everybody tried to get us to stay. So we go downstairs. And I come around the corner, and I mean, it was just food. All the way down the side of the wall, big tables full of food. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to eat now, you know, because I seen chicken dumplings. Okay, well, when I say chicken dumplings, I have to eat. All right, I don't care where it's at. I'd be driving down the road. You got chicken dumplings sitting in your yard, buddy. I was probably gonna stop. Okay, but anyway, to me, that's my favorite food, comfort food, is chicken dumplings. You can't beat it. Cornbread, oh, big slice of onion. Okay, that's enough about that. I'm not doing a food video. But anyway, so we're sitting down there eating and everything, and we're talking. Well, somebody gets up and starts talking about my videos. And somebody's, you know, we're talking about them there, and they say, well, you know, I was telling them about what I did for a living and everything. I said, well, yeah, I got a hobby. Yeah, you chase Bigfoot. Well, I did. I used to chase Bigfoot all the time. But you know what? I'm getting a little bit older now. And I just, sometimes I don't feel like running through these mountains and hills and hollers. But that don't mean that, you know, I still ain't gonna, I'm still gonna pursue it. Just not as much. And it's so much easier to talk about ghosts and stuff like that, you know, because more people can relate to it. More people's had sightings and stuff like that. I've had guests on here that's told y'all, you know, different things that's happened to them. So here's the thing. So I'm sitting there talking, and my friend's sitting at the end of the table. His wife's sitting there with him, and I'm sitting here talking about ghosts. And I said, and I mentioned Little Egypt. She just freezes. She said, I know where that supposedly happened at, and I know where she's buried. I said, I mean, listen, I just went numb. I was like, what do you mean? He said, yeah, I'm from that area. I'm familiar with the legend, the tale, and the stories. I'm familiar with it. So then I just went right into, you know, investigation mode. I know it's the wrong place to do it, but I went right into interviewing. I said, okay, you're getting interviewed, you know. So I said, well, you know, what happened, all this stuff? And she said, well, they drove out through there one time, and they started doing all this stuff, and supposedly you don't say her name 3 times, because if you do, you know that. But anyway, that's the second person that I had heard talk about that in that very area. So anyway, she said, well, I said, well, what happened? Did you see anything? Did you hear anything? You know, I was all excited. And she said, well, I was on the floorboard. That was when I was little, and I was scared to death. I never come out of the floorboard of the car. I was kind of laughed, you know, but I'm really interested in that one. And I am definitely going to go down there. If nothing don't happen, I'll be down there doing a video. I don't know if it'll be a nighttime video or not. If I do a nighttime video, it's just going to be driving down the road with my camera on. We'll talk about it while I'm driving. Because if there's something standing on the side of the road, you know, and I'm going 40 miles an hour, I want to be able to get about 80 miles an hour and get out there, you know what? So, I might, you know, we might drive across that bridge 4 or 5 times and just see if we can, you know, see something. Because, you know, they say you can see her standing in your headlights, you can see her running through the woods. And some people says when she's going through the woods, it don't even look natural because her body's all twisting and moving the way it's going through the trees. It just ain't natural. And I said, yeah, that's all I need to see. Because if I seen that, I'm going to tell you what. They would have to probably put me in some kind of, I don't know, padded room or something, just so I could sleep. Because, I mean, I can watch a scary movie. It don't even have to be scary. I can just watch something a little bit spooky and I can't sleep. I hear things and I'm like, what was that? You know, so. But, you know, it's just like I told them there, you know, this morning. I said, you know what? I know this sounds weird. But when I put this hat on, for some reason, it makes me brave. Because it's like, this is like me. This is like my personality. And when I take this hat off, I ain't me no more. I'm just, you know, I'm just a regular guy. Kind of like Superman, you know. He goes in that phone booth, comes back out, and he all dressed up. He can do anything. Kind of way I feel about my hat. But anyway, enough about that. But yeah, these ghost stories around here, and these legends and stuff, there's supposed to be one at Big Hill Welcome Center, and that house is supposed to be haunted. I'm gonna go up there and do some videos. I'd actually like to go up there, and if anybody's listening that's over that house, send me a message, because I'd really like to go up there and do a ghost hunt. Okay, and I've got 3 or 4 people that want to go with me, and we'd like to go up there and do a ghost hunt. So just let me know. And I'm trying to get a hold of the right people and just go up there and maybe just not stay all night, but just stay till like 11, 12 o'clock, maybe not even that long, and just go up there and see what we can see, what we can hear, because that old house was built in 1839. It was a makeshift hospital in the Civil War at the Battle of Big Hill, and they say that that place is got a little bit of a history to it for ghosts. I don't know, but I'm gonna be interviewing some people about that place too. So I got some good stuff coming down the line, and I've been really busy trying to get this going, and I've been trying so hard to get this little show moving, get these channels, get this channel built up. I want this little show, The Missing Pieces, to I like for it to get really, really big someday, and I'm trying. Okay, it's just so I didn't know they'd take that much work, really. So hopefully I can get that going, and maybe even start my own website, and we'll look at it. But I just want to say, I just want to say I appreciate all y'all. And there's a place that I'd like to go this evening, like I said, and maybe shoot some video and see if we can't catch something. I don't have a lot of ghost hunting equipment. All I got is I got a what is that called? Anyway, I got one of them EMF detectors. Electromagnetic frequency is what that stands for, because supposedly ghosts can disturb the electromagnetic field in their area. I'm gonna tell you some things that will help you if you think you've got a ghost in your house. Here's things you need to look for. You ready? So what you need to look for, first thing, is wherever you think you see your ghost at, or wherever you think you've got some kind of activity, walk over there and see if there's a change in the temperature. Because most of the time, if there's something like that, an anomaly in a part of your house that you think might be a ghost, the temperature is going to drop, and it's going to be a cold spot, really. Other thing is, if you're in a room and you're by yourself, but you feel like somebody's right there with you, just watching you or staring at you, then they probably are. They really could be somebody standing there with you, and you just don't not somebody, I'll take that back, something standing there with you, okay? And you just don't see it, but you can feel the presence. And the thing that really gets me that I never really thought of before, and I've actually had this happen down here, because we've had stuff happen in this house, and that we couldn't explain. We've heard singing that was just basically just coming out of the air. We've heard that. We've heard, I've got a video on one of my old phones of when my daughter was in her room asleep one day, and I was sitting there watching the doorknob shake, and the whole door was shaking. And I'm like, what in the world, And it kind of scared me a little bit. Yeah, we thought we've seen stuff walk through my kitchen. My daughter, she thought she seen somebody walking down the bathroom hall toward the bathroom. I mean, it's just been unreal. Okay, but we're used to it. It ain't no big deal. I actually saw a roll of paper towels fly off my counter one time, and it bounced off my arm, and there was no way that could have flew off there. It went about 4 feet and hit me, just like somebody just shoved it. But I was like, okay, try not to worry about it. But the last thing is, if you're home, and I've had this happen here before I got sidetracked, because you know how I get sidetracked. Last thing is keep an eye on your pets. If you've got pets in your house, keep an eye on your pets, because pets can see and sense stuff that we can't. Okay, and if they start acting weird or acting funny, then you could have something walking around in there with you and not even know it. What's that? Oh, there's a raccoon over there in the bushes. It comes up here and eats the cat food. Just about every night it'll walk up here and it'll eat this cat food. And it's somewhere, it just peeked out to see what I was doing, and it went back in the bushes. So, but anyway, and the last thing I'd like to say is I want to appreciate everybody. Say I appreciate everybody for watching this and making this what it is. And you know, I'm up to over 220 subscribers, and I never thought I'd have over 30. You know, but people actually watch this stuff, so and I appreciate it. If you like these ghost stories, we've got more to come, believe me. I'm going to try to get some interviews set up, and my stomach's growling. Well, why I just ate. Or at least I hope that was my stomach. And but anyway, y'all take care of yourself and each other. And I want to say thanks to the people who, who actually talked to me about this stuff today and yesterday, and who brought this to my attention. And I mean, you never know. That's why I say go out there and meet new people, because you may meet somebody that knows something or that can tell you something that's just completely out of this world. Okay, literally. I mean, so you know, I'm pretty excited about where this is going, and I'm pretty excited about where I'm headed. And we're gonna really spice this up. So y'all be on the lookout. And I'll have some more videos. But it's starting to get late. I was actually going to wait till dark to do this. But, you know, my computer was dead. And that means if my computer's dead, then my ring light's not going to work. And I can't. Anyway, we just do it now. It's late enough. My camera makes it look like it's actually lighter than it is. It's not really this light. So, it's right at the edge. I mean, it's still daylight. But, I mean, it could be it's a lot darker here than it is on this camera. But it's Buddy Isaac. Y'all take care of yourself and each other. And keep those cameras ready, because listen, you don't never know what you're going to find. And always be ready. I know I am. I mean, anytime I see one more thing, I got my camera ready. You know, what is that? But it's Buddy Isaac. I'll see y'all next time on the Missing Pieces. And I'm out.